What is up, everybody? Welcome back to 16Fix for another Bargain Bin Bros video. I'm your host, Marco G, aka the Six Scale Scoundrel. I'm joined here by reviews with Rich. Rich, how you doing today?
Man, I'm awesome. Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Glad we were finally able to link up. You know, it's been a while. I think it's been 2 weeks since I've streamed at all. So
yeah, I think it's about 4 weeks since I saw you last. So
there you go.
You've developed quite a mustache there. It looks good.
You know, I'm working on it. I'm trying to, curl the edges.
Get the old
like
curl
yourself,
on the go like myself going.
I don't know that I could pull off that look, though. You're crushing it. I don't know that I can, but we'll see.
I don't know if I am yet, but we'll give it a go.
Totally. In the chat, let Rich know that he's crushing this look. But
thank you very much.
So another Bargain Bin Bros stream. We should have some other bros popping in here very soon. So little lunchtime stream for me. So it'll probably be a pretty brief one, but we'll have a little fun here. As a reminder, the mission statement of the Bargain Bin Bros, it's to, find the best deals, to have more capacity in the budget for adding more collectibles. So we may be critical of certain releases, and that's not to take away from anyone's excitement for any releases. If you've pre-ordered it and you're excited about it, totally happy for you, and really excited for anyone that may be into this hobby. But really, we want to be critical because I'm always looking for an excuse to not get a figure, right? It's like they've got to earn my money because there's way too many releases coming out. So yeah, we always try to find little nitpicks here and there, but it's all intended to be good fun here. So Rich, I think we're going to start off talking about some, either deals we've gotten or figures that we've gotten in. I know you went pretty deep in the pop culture sale, so tell us what you picked up.
So I literally got a huge box arriving today. If I could turn my camera, I would. But I literally got, I'll show you my picture on my phone, actually, if you can see it. Absolutely huge box from Pop Culture. You can see that there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it has the quarter scale Mando Deluxe, the Rescue diecast, and Star-Lord. So I got those for around $500, which is insane.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Quarter scale would have been that on its own.
That's the cost of the Iron Patriot, basically.
Yeah, and I've recently got because there's this big sale on there. So I got, I think it was Star-Lord and Rescue. I got for $250, $260, and then I had some points with them anyway, so I used them towards my quarter scale deluxe Mando. And there's a little tip for everybody out there who's not in Australia: if you go on to Pop Culture and you type in int sales, so it's international sales, they can sell it as with including the batteries, so they don't have to open it and all this kind of stuff, so it's cheaper. So I ended up getting it for around 300, and just probably less actually. Just insane. Just this huge box came, and then today I had also arrived the Mark IV diecast gantry, not the Neotech, the original from Iron Man 2. Leal, what's up, brother?
Man, Leal, what's going on?
How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Good, man. Thank you for joining. Rich is giving us a rundown of what he just added. Then you're next. So
I was just telling these guys I went all on the Pop Culture. So I got Rescue, one quarter scale Mando Deluxe, Star-Lord. I also got Dusty Deadpool, and also Mark IV, the Iron Man 2 gantry diecast recently. So I got that arrived today, so I'm looking forward to opening that. So it was so I killed it a bit, so hence why I didn't get the rooted, which we'll go into in a bit. But over to you, man. How did you do?
What did your wife say when those boxes showed up, by the way? It was not insignificant.
That's a very, very good question. So I was selling a few bits anyway. So there's a bit of a revolving door around at my house where it's kind of like the stuff that's coming in, the stuff that's going out. And usually the stuff that I'm buying is what I bought with profit. So nice. What I've got over here on my shoulder was from a Arkham Knight Batman, which 1/3 scale, which I traded with the guy plus $500 to get this. And this is the deluxe version with 3 different heads, and it's insane how good it is. But I just basically chanced it. It was a guy on Facebook Marketplace. He thought it was too big, and he wanted rid. His missus said, I want rid. So I have like a pot of money, which is very similar to how you've worked in the past as well, Mark, where you said about with your good lady and the tax. For me, I have a pot of money where I go, this is what I'm spending for collectibles across the board for the next few months. And that goes up and down quite a lot, but eventually it always rounds about the same, because I've sold stuff to get profit, which means I can get a free figure sometimes with the profit I've got. And that's how I tend to do it. I don't tend to overspend because I've got a family and you can't do that.
Yeah. Give me a sec. Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
But yeah, so that's how I tend to do it, and I'm only very limited on space as well. So if I get something like this in, I've got my 89 Batman premium format here, and I'm kind of like, okay, that's staying, but Thanos might have to go. So if Thanos has to go, then it means I can keep, like, say, the Mark IV gantry. So I kind of buy and sell a little bit more than probably I should do, to the dismay to a lot of people within the community, because they like keeping stuff. But for me, I have a lot of love for this, but I also love saving money, so it's really important for me to do that.
Spoken like a true bargain bin bro right there.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to do it. Yeah. It was a lot of trial and error though, man, because I went off when I first started collecting, like everyone does, and spends a fortune, and then it's like, okay, you need to calm it down a bit and you need to start selling some stuff.
Absolutely. No, I'm definitely at that point right now. But no, it sounds like some awesome pickups, Rich.
Thank you.
I'm sure Lael has probably not added anything in the recent future. Lael hardly gets any figures. So what's going on, man? First of all, thank you for joining. Really an honor to have you here. And let us know what you picked up.
You know what? Honestly, bro, I haven't really picked up anything lately. I've really been careful. I think the latest that I've actually gotten in, as of last week, was the Boba Fett on the throne. That was the last piece that I actually got. But everything else, because the reason why I haven't really pulled the trigger on anything else, the reason why I'm actually waiting, because again, we're still waiting on things that we've pre-ordered that we haven't gotten in yet. So I'm really focusing on that. Haven't really dropped anything, on anything new. I haven't pre-ordered anything new. I'm still sitting on, again, like boxes that I actually haven't gotten through yet. I still haven't opened the Mark V yet. I still haven't basically opened the the classic comic book suit of Iron Man, which I basically was anticipating for a while. Vision, still haven't actually gotten to that. I still haven't even gotten to my the Nightmare Batman Superman double pack. Still haven't opened that yet. Like straight up, like there's stuff sitting over there, the tumbler. I haven't gotten to that yet. I haven't opened up the Boba Fett arena suit. I haven't opened up both the clone troopers. I haven't opened up Cable yet.
You got an embarrassment of riches right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, like there's things that I'm actually sitting on, like I haven't had a chance to open because of time. It really works against me between working and streaming and putting together videos that I'm still working with. I'm still working on completing the Boba Fett Nomad with both the Tusken Raiders. So it's like I'm still doing things and trying to find the time of being a family man and all that. And again, like I said, we're coming. It's like crunch time right now with the holiday season. So normally on the holiday season, I scale back for myself and I put more into everything else. Like I said, we just came off of the Halloween initiative, which that'll be going on this weekend. We'll be handing out the actual costumes.
What an amazing thing you did, by the way.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was something that I wanted to do, and I've actually been putting my money into that. And getting prepped and ready for like the holiday. I'm also doing the same thing for Thanksgiving. I'm putting everything into making sure that, people have food, like the homeless, they have food and turkeys and, making sure I give back. I have to give back within this community, man. Cause like I said, I mean, I know how it was for me coming up, so that's what I focus on. It's less on me. Like I'm normally focused on myself after the holiday season. You know what I mean? So even like I said, with my birthday coming up next week, I told, my family, anything that you want to actually donate or give to me, give to somebody else. Give to somebody else who needs it. You know what I mean? Like literally, like that's what you pay it for. Pay it forward for me. You know what I mean? Because that's what that's my focus. So while I'm doing that, I'm just stacking up, waiting for like the figures that, again, that we've been waiting on for a long time. Hopefully we get, some announcements, some releases soon. I'm still waiting for Bo-Katan. I'm still waiting for Ahsoka and, pretty much all those pieces. but everything else I'm still waiting on so I can get through. But again, I just want to, you know, just sit on these things, for right now and get through all that. But at the same time, give towards such a great cause and stuff like that. But still be active in the community, still participate. Whatever, I do get in, I'm just, and the thing is, like, I've been creating dioramas too, bro, like dioramas for the pieces that I want to display. So, if I'm doing that, then, I'm definitely sitting well, man. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I haven't picked up anything new, but I mean, January comes, man, I'm all in. I'm going back and getting everything that I'm going back and be like, all right, I want that. I want that. I want this. I want that. I think the only thing that I actually have on its way right now, because I dipped back in the well. Actually, somebody else dipped back in the well for me, I believe. I'm not really sure. Rumor is that I actually have my Iron Patriot coming, because I really wanted to actually have that head sculpt, because it's incredible.
Yes.
So
it really is good. Yeah
definitely.
It looks amazing. I've also got that in the box to open as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you don't want your birthday present then from me? I've got your birthday present. I've genuinely got your birthday present. Do you know what it is?
What is it, bro? What is it, bro? What did this man get me for my birthday, man?
I gotta let Rich know that my birthday's in December too. So
that's my guy. That's my guy, Rich, bro.
Such a good guy, honestly. Oh, let's see. Wow.
What is that, man? What is that, bro?
I had to open it to make sure it was okay for you.
What is that, bro?
This is the Adamantium collection, which is.
What?
So this is for you for your birthday from me. Yeah, man.
What? Come on, man.
I just knocked my microphone.
Come on, man. Are you for real?
Real, man. Yeah. I was gonna message Latoya and say, can I have your address? But I thought I might as well show you it live.
Yo, are you crazy? Yes. All day, bro.
Man,
oh
it's
my
insane.
God.
It's insane.
Are you for real, man?
Seriously, yeah.
Yo.
Man, you've gone all out for me, and you've just I have to do something for you, man.
Man, I appreciate that, my guy. Man, that is incredible. And plus, bro, I'm a comic dude by heart, bro. Like, straight up, you already know. Like, and I'm an X-Men fan, aficionado fan, man. So I definitely appreciate that, man. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, bro. Like I said, above and beyond for my people, man. Because, like I said, I love y'all. I love everybody here in this community, man. And this is what we're here for, bro. We get back to each other, man. So. Any like I said, I appreciate that, Rich, man, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much, man. But I would encourage anybody out there who's watching us, and then basically for the holiday season, like I said, I mean, we know that we have figures and stuff like that we want to pick up, and we know we're fortunate that we're really fortunate to have the opportunity to pick up some of these pieces. But I would encourage you also to think about even donating $1-2 to just like your just like as a fundraiser, or donate towards meals, giving meals like individuals who need it with this Thanksgiving coming, toys for tots. Do that, just like a couple dollars, it doesn't matter, man. Just do that and pay it forward. If you have a figure that you want to get rid of, if you want, just basically give that figure to, like, find your local, like if it's someone's suffering from cancer, like a children's hospital or something like that. Donate to a kid that's really into it, because I'm pretty sure they would appreciate it. But yeah, just trying to find a way to give back, because us in this community, like I said, I mean, we don't find too many opportunities to give back. So if you can, just give back however you can, man. So yeah,
100%.
Yeah, what a great message, honestly. And Rich, that's so cool,
man.
Honestly,
Wow.
Honestly, I'm not going to be gushing too much because I know it's your stream, but honestly, Leal's done a hell of a lot for me this year, and he knows this. And I've been through my fair share of struggles in the past. I've suffered with cancer and stuff like that, and I've gone through everything. And for Leal to support me to kind of really give me a voice here and stuff is meant the world to me, and just give me that extra boost has just meant the world for
anytime,
me.
Man. Anytime, bro. I appreciate that. I appreciate being on the show. I appreciate my guy right here, Marco, as well. Because he's given us all the space, to really have these conversations, and he's jumped on streams. So everything. I appreciate everybody out there. Bob Dylan reviews with my Raleigh reviews, 1 6 Figure Focus. who, if you actually watched the show yesterday, like on every show now, there's always a focus moment. So everybody wants to see the focus moment. So his picture always pops up. So yeah, shout out to everybody out in the chat, man. Always.
Heck yeah. I think that's a great transition. First of all, I just wanted to tear off of what Leal was saying about, about gratitude, about giving back. If Gigi was on here, she would be saying the same thing. She looks at how much money I spend on collectibles and really says, it's about balance and about, contributing to others as well. I think you can carve off a bit. So during the holiday season, I think that's a great message. So yeah, think about ways that you can contribute to your community, to others that are less fortunate. And yeah, I love that example basically. So let me address the chat really quick. We've got my boy Tukathri in here. Sup, gentlemen? What's going on, Tukathri? We got Bad Fish in here. Marco with the hot take. Bargain Bin Bros on InArt. You love to see it. We will get to that in just a minute. We've got Yomo in here. Yomo, what's going on? We've got Bob Dylan. No bargains with InArt. Bob Dylan, we're going to get to that in a second. I think that there might be some gray area there, but we'll just see. We've got Commander Green in the house. Hey, Marco and Rich and Lael now. What's going on, Commander Green? Thank you for joining. We got my boy, Baby Boy, AM Bin Bros. Let's go. Yeah, love to see it. Let's see. We've got Riley Reviews. Riley, what's going on? Amazing coverage of the InArt event, by the way, Riley. Definitely. Really cool to see. We've got Bob Dylan. Dirty 6 Scale Sanchez. Wow, I think you're referring to my mustache. And, Bob Dylan, I'm going to allow that because I love you. So appreciate you joining as well. We got Andrew Gibo. Andrew, what's going on, man? Long time no see. We got Ryan Smith in the house. I think a fellow 6 Scale scavenger in there.
Hey, Ryan.
We got, let's see. Lael is waiting for InArt Wonder Woman. So am I. Yeah, I know, Lael.
Oh, yeah.
Once that drops,
yeah.
Going live right away.
Right away, bro. Like once that drops, I'm dropping the money on that pre-order right away. I'm paying it off. There's no payment plan for me. I'm paying that baby off. I cannot wait.
There we go. Speaking of giving back, Oliver Pilgrim, the absolute legend in the house. What's good, y'all? Oliver, thank you for joining. We've got Ninja Squirrel. Greetings, all panel and chat. Thank you for hopping in here, Ninja Squirrel. We've got Padden 23. Padden 23 in the house. What's going on? Let's see. We've got oops, it's glitched out for a second. 16 focus. Okay, everyone, type your birthday in the chat so Rich knows. I know. Rich, my birthday is in December, so I will send you a list of things
All
right. No, you are the man for that. Let's see.
Hell yeah, bro. Wow.
Getting a lot of love for Rich here in the chat. We've got Fig Fate as well. Hope everyone is having a good day. Just tuned in. Fig Fate, thank you for being in here. We've got Gigi in the house. She just said yes. So I'm just assuming that's referring to giving back. I think she's referring to that. She's a really big, she gives back every day. So something that I'm personally working on. I'm a little bit more of the selfish one in the relationship, but I think you find a significant other that balances you out, and
100%.
You can work on your weaknesses.
Hell yeah. You need that, bro. You need that. The women in our lives help us to kind of just control certain things.
Rein it in.
They're like, yo, just kind of chill a little bit. You know what I mean? Just think about, just chill out. Yeah.
100%. We got OG Fan in the house. Hello, everyone. OG Fan, thank you for joining. We got Charles Rubel in here. Greetings, everyone. Charles, thank you for hopping in here. We got Will C. Hello, gents. Will C, thank you for being in here. We got Lemur Hernandez. Hi, everyone. Lemur, thank you for being in here. We've got Primetime Reviews. What's up, my guys? Primetime, thank you. We gotta get you on as well. And we've got another person we've got to get on, the Bargain Bin Bros. KG Collector. KG, I have not streamed with you in the longest time, so hope you're doing well, man. And great. Thank you for hopping in here. What's going on? Was disappointed that InArt didn't display my figure. Yeah, that's really the one that we want to see, but I heard that they're working out the details of the compensation. Lael asked for a bit more, so let's see what Riley's saying. It's because you didn't give Lael his 10%. Now it's 15. I heard it was 20, but 15.
No, Riley. Ever since Riley basically had such a success with his live show on Saturday, I was like, yeah, you just bumped up from 10 to 15%, bro. That's what that is. I want my 10%. I want my 15% now.
Now that he's near 1,000 subscribers, we gotta take a little bit more.
A little bit more. We gotta take a little bit more from him, bro. Like straight up, man. We gotta take a little bit more from him.
It's only fair. It's only fair.
Yep.
So, Lael, you were talking about all the figures you haven't unboxed yet, and it's so easy to get them in, and you don't want to just rip it open when you're not in the right headspace, right? So I've got another one that just came in, and I'll tell a little story about it, but the same one that you haven't unboxed. This,
Oh,
yeah, bro.
this was probably my most anticipated release as well
Yup.
for this year. So
Yup.
it just came in. I know folks have been getting it for a long time, but with the model kind of changing, I ordered mine from Toys Buying Agent in Hong Kong, right? And so initially when I ordered second batch, I was like, oh, I'm going to get it way before Sideshow ever gets it. Now with things are changing, people have been getting it from Sideshow, and they finally shipped it over to me. But I will say respect to them, because when I pre-ordered it, I paid it off. This was back early last year. And shipping costs have gone through the roof, right? To ship a box like this from Hong Kong, I know wasn't cheap. They didn't, tack on any additional shipping. They just sent it to me for the price that I paid for it, which, they don't sell it like that anymore. So a lot of respect to them for doing that and being true to their word. So they've earned my business in the future, because they were stand-up folks. So
was it a lot cheaper being second batch?
I've seen it cheaper here domestically, actually.
Really?
But at the time I paid, let's see, $478, I want to say. So the package normally runs for $520.
Yep.
And so I saw it at a local retailer here for like $475, $470.
Wow.
So yeah, so this thing is, going a little bit on bargain, but I'm still really excited to bust
I'm so
it
hyped
open.
for it. I've got a diorama, a friend of mine, SL Customs in the UK. He's made me a bunker. I used to have one when I had my old Nightmare Batman, and he's made me a bunker with the barbed wire around it, very similar to the one from InArt, the Queen Studio quarter scale. So he's made that now, and he's like, it's ready to ship, and I'm like, I haven't got my Nightmare Batman yet, so I need to order it. So I just wanted to ask, just in case it was going really cheap. But that's good. That's a good price.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like about this, bro. Like, you got to think, like, we've, I've been wanting to complete the Justice League line for the longest time. I can't wait for Cyborg to drop, because that definitely completes the line for me. But now it's just like, now that we know that there's a resurgence and interest in Henry Cavill as Superman, the Man of Steel. It's always been there, but we know that it's almost damn near confirmed. And then that Black Adam's going to drop. I didn't pre-order that. I'm not going to pre-order it, but I know I'm going to get that. Yeah, I know. But I know that I'm going to get the figure. And man, it's going to be exciting. So definitely to have the black suit Superman in your collection. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, has to be done.
Yeah, and obviously I'm wearing my Raiders shirt here. They're not doing too well this year, but like I always say, that black and silver Superman was a no-brainer for me. Like, that's always been.
I'm right.
Yeah. No-brainer. No-brainer. Makes sense.
But I do want an alternate sculpt with the mullet. Give me a mullet Superman.
So do I. So do I. Yeah. I really like was it SSR?
SSR did the SSR
really
Customs.
like
they
those.
actually have the black suit, comic version of Superman in the regeneration suit.
That's right.
So yeah.
I almost got the Kingdom Come one last week, but he just shot up a bit on his price. So I was like, I almost got it as well. It looked amazing. But
who makes that? That's not so right?
It's SSR. Yeah,
SSR,
they do
okay.
like a very limited run, like sometimes 500. And the problem is that the head is completely different color to the body, so it's like it might look a bit weird on the shelf, but it's definitely worth it. It comes like a certificate of authenticity and all this kind of stuff like that. It looks amazing.
Wow. Okay. So Badfish is saying here, I have so many hot toys to unbox. Yeah, I know Lael was listing off his, kind of pile of shame, and it puts my pile to shame. But I just I had a few things kind of sitting here for a while. One of them, the Enter Bay basketball hoop. I don't know if you guys have seen this in person. It's massive. When I opened it, I was like, okay, everywhere I thought I would put it, it's not going to fit. So I got it like on the ground right now, awaiting my, adding a Kobe to the collection. But it's
nice.
so freaking big.
Yeah,
bro.
I saw you put it on Instagram because you had it next to was it a Hot Toys box that you had? Because it was quite a big box, wasn't it, that you put on Instagram?
It's a massive box.
Yeah.
And the display itself is also really massive too. So if anyone's going to add it, because there's some good deals on it right now, measure first. Don't be a dummy like me. Like, measure. It's all on there. Lael, I know you were looking at that Iverson back in the day, but have you pulled the trigger on any Enter Bay at all, or are you still kind of pausing?
I'm still kind of pausing, like I said, because I want to get through before I go back. Because here's the thing, like my grail of all grails this year, once it drops, it actually is my top most anticipated figure of the year. is that amazing Muhammad Ali that's going to be dropping.
Oh, the iconic.
The iconic, bro.
Mhm.
Like that is I've always wanted. I mean, anybody who knows me, I was raised on boxing, but I was also I am a huge Muhammad Ali fan, bro. Like I've always been since I was young, and to have that in my collection, man, bro, it's breathtaking. Like I cannot wait. If they basically give us like a Leon Spinks, or if they actually give us you know what I mean? Like if
Joe
they could
Frazier.
a Joe
You come back
Frazier,
here,
bro.
you big
If they-
bear. You come back. Hold me back. Hold me
If
back.
they give us a Joe Frazier, bro, like I'm telling you, like it is. If they give us a Joe Frazier, a Sonny Liston, you know what I mean? Like, man, yes, I cannot wait, bro. So that definitely, but that Iverson, bro, like it's being a Sixer fan, bro, is just like I can't I can't wait, bro.
And I feel like Iverson would be perfect because he's got the baggier shorts. You can kind of hide the joints. He's got all the the arm sleeves. So I feel like he would be a really good one to hide those unsightly joints. But
Definitely.
yeah, I think I'm starting with Kobe, and then we'll go from there. Rich, are you a basketball fan at all? I know it's less popular in your part of the world.
Yeah, it's less popular over here, but I used to play a bit. I'm 6'4", but I get drowned. Everybody else, I'll get dwarfed to everybody else. But I used to play it a fair bit in from where I'm from. But I used to like watch it when it was all in the 90s, where it was all about the Bulls and everything. And obviously I love the documentary Last Dance that came out a couple of years back as well. That kind of reignited it for me a bit. I watch it here and there, but I have not seen it in such a long time. Great sport though.
Got it.
Great
Yeah,
sport.
Hell
you
yeah.
won't,
Hell
you
yeah.
won't be taking the plunge. So gentlemen, I think that's a good transition to a little game we're going to play here.
Okay.
So I'm going to put everyone kind of on notice on the hot seat. So this is kind of a cousin game to what Zach and I are doing over at Collecting Weekly. We kind of created that hot seat over there. And so this is like a hot take game. I watch a lot of, we're talking about sports. Watch a lot of Sports Center. They've got PTI, they've got Around the Horn. And so I kind of think like, how can we gamify some of these things that we talk about here? So I'm going to go over here, and Rich, you're going to get first selection on the category that you want. So let me share my screen here. And this is a game that's based all around hot takes. So you're going to select a category here, and let's see, it's not all popping up. Okay, so you're going to select a category here, and then there's going to be a take on the back of the card. All right, so kind of disregard the front of the card. It's just to represent whatever the category is, but you're going to have to defend that take. So it's things that are.
I have to defend it even if I don't believe it.
Even if you don't believe in it, even if you don't believe in it, you got to defend it. All right.
Oh, God. Okay.
It's meant to be a little controversial.
Head sculpts, then go on.
That's the one you want. Okay, so let me just go through
on.
the categories quickly, and I'm sure that's what you'll want. Head sculpt, grails, discounts, and then we've got delays here. So you still want head sculpts? Head sculpt?
Delays. Give me delays.
Okay, delays. All right, let's do delays. All right. So all right, here's the delays. After the first batch of Jokers, we will see delays on all or most of InArt releases. I know it's a tough one.
I think that's going to happen anyway. I genuinely do. What do you want to do to defend it?
Yeah, you got to defend it. You got to give us some reasons why we may see some delays.
Well, I think after what happened on Saturday with the release and the conference, the presentation, I think there's going to be a hell of a lot more resellers selling more that they can probably not fulfill. I'm not saying any names, but I think that's going to happen. And I think, and because of that, they might go back to InArt and say, give us more because the demand's there. And that may in turn delay the rest of them. But I think it's no bad thing because as long as we get amazing Jokers that were there on Saturday, which we're going to get, I think I don't know what else to really say, to be honest with you, man.
No, that's really well said.
Yeah, okay, that's all.
Yeah, no, I think it could start a chain reaction. Like,
I think with anything like that, it's always going to, if there's a bigger demand or if there's quality issues, I'm not saying there will be, but if there's quality issues and then they've got sent back and then they have to maybe manufacture more or they keep that press keep going, that may delay quite a lot. And then might see pound signs and go, we can make a hell of a lot more money if we keep this machine going for a bit longer. That may then knock it off kilter with their scheduling.
And because nothing's numbered, right? We don't know how many of these rooted
No, we don't.
Jokers they're going to make. They've said, the window, but then you see it available at certain retailers. And
Exactly,
I'm not confident that it won't come back to life once it finally releases. Like, oh, now you can pre-order this Joker. But Lael, what do you think, man?
No, I think definitely, man. I think the demand is going to play a role in that. But they tried to, so far so good. With the Joker, they did assure us that it was going to be out soon. And it looks like they are fulfilling that promise. They said that we would get it around, the holiday season, and they're fulfilling that. But with that fulfillment, it also becomes you have to think about logic. This is the first figure off the platform. They don't have a high level of pre-orders expected with figures that are outstanding at this particular point. So they have a lot more focus on what they basically have right now. Once we start seeing them, really producing more products, branching out to different figures, different lines, stuff like that, then you'll probably see a slight bit of delay. But right now it's more self-contained. They know exactly what they have as far as the figures. So I don't know. I mean, like right now it might be fulfilled, but I think the demand, especially after Saturday, might change.
Well said. And, Padden 23 is also saying here, China has been on lockdown, could be why there could be the delays. Yeah, I think, we could see that those supply chain issues
true.
and so I'm just not quite confident in that after they get this first batch of Jokers out, it's not going to be a long lead time for the rest. And I really hope that's the case, but I feel like, the pressure is on for them to get this first, initial batch out, and then we'll see what the release schedule looks like. And they've got quite a few figures on that phase 1. So, they haven't even announced all of them, and we're almost to the end of the year. So really curious what their release schedule is going to look like. But I'm not super confident we're going to have a bunch of them in hand by the end of next year. Hope I'm wrong, but
yeah, I agree. But I think with they can't go rushing into this too much. Hey Shane, they can't go rushing too much into this, because if they do, then they fall short, and then they delay, and then it gets to the point where we're in the position we are with Hot Toys, where we're still waiting for a lot of these figures that people ordered years ago in some cases, which is just so strange to me, and paid off. So yeah, I hope that's it, the model that they've got, which is amazing, that they're going announce something 7-8 months later, it's released. That's what you want. And I think that's going to separate them as well with the quality as well.
And that was kind of the promise, right? So we shall see if they continue to deliver on that promise. Really quickly want to introduce my buddy Shane 16 Figure Focus. Shane or Sean? Or Shame?
It's actually pronounced go fuck yourself.
Coming in hot here.
You walked into that one.
I did, man. That's how we show our love here on Bargain Bin Bros.
Yeah.
And I will highlight a comment that you said. When the panel says certain retailers, they mean Toys Wonderland, just in case you're in the chat and you've been living under a 16 rock.
Just in case someone needed a bit of help with that. Like, we're not recommending them. Do your own research. It's your money. But that's who they're talking about. Everyone knows, man. Come on. It's not like Voldemort. Just say it out loud.
Yeah, that's right.
No, they have my money, so I have to be careful.
Listen. We are all here to support. This is a support group. Lael is in the same support group as I am, and so are you. They've got some of our money. We're worried about that shipping costs. It's a bold move that we've all gone on a company that doesn't have the best track record, but we are here for each other, lads.
There we go. And we're hoping for the best. And now maybe they're a bit more of an associated partner. We're speculating here, but perhaps they'll be a little bit more true on these releases and not try to gouge as much. So we shall see. So all right, let's move on to the next tab here, and we're going to give Lael the next pick. So Lael, do you want to go with head sculpts, grails, or discounts? Grails. Okay. And remember, you've got to defend this position. So once all the SKUs sell out for the blurg, it will be sought after. So obviously we know there's the Mando and blurg, there's the Quill and blurg, and there's the blurg by itself, right? Am I forgetting any? But after those all sell out, this is gonna be a piece that everyone wants to get.
Yeah, I believe so. And for different reasons, and not just because of the actual blurg, but mainly because of the Duro Steel Mando. Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of people were still hungry for that figure. people still want it. It's still heavily sought out, even beyond the Chrome Mando. And there's a high possibility that people will, still have like that urge to, pick it up. The Blurg again, depending on its role in the future, but also at the same time, people who, are getting Quill, they're going to probably want to Blurg, you know what I mean, or actually create or recreate that set. So, I mean, I do believe that, it'll probably be the most sought after. And again, like I said, it depends, because we know with certain companies like Sideshow, if you don't have, if you're not sitting on a lot, basically if it's a lower production size for them, if they don't have that many pre-orders for it, once it's gone, the same thing that we're actually seeing right now with the what is it, the heavy artillery Mando. A lot of people it's sought after just because we've seen the trailer for season 3. We know he's going to still be available. We don't know if they're going to reissue or if we're going to see that updated version that we actually saw. If they're going to ever release that might still hang out in purgatory. But again, like same thing with this. I think it's a high possibility that it will definitely be sought after. So yeah, like I think it will. Surprisingly enough, me myself, I'm not picking this up.
Really? You're not getting 3 of these?
Not at all. Again, like it's Star Wars, but at the same time, at some point, I have to really understand what's best. I already have the Durasteel Mando. I wanted Quill. I'm going to get Quill, but space. I have to basically play into just space, and I'm not really heavy on the Blurg itself. It's decent, but not something that I need. But yeah, I mean, teach is on. I'm happy for everybody else to pick it up. But I think once it's gone, it's going to be one of those things that it'll become a grail. Especially like considering now that I think from the last time I checked, Shane was going to get like 7 of them. So, I mean, with that basically being said, you know what I mean? Like it's, you might want to, if you're looking for it, you might have to look at Shane and be like, yo, Shane, can I get one of them? And he'll probably hook you up. You know what I mean?
He's gonna have the full.
But hey,
man.
Hey, real quick though, because I got to dip out. And like I said, I told you I want to jump in for a minute and say what's up to my guys. Shout out to Shane for jumping in, and I'm dipping out early now anyway because Shane always makes me look bad. His fashion sense is on fucking point, and I'm so tired of competing with him. I'm just too tired of it, so I got to dip out. But I got to go drop off Toya's computer.
Yeah, like you have a fashion problem. Please, I saw your photos of New York Comic Con and those Blue Jays.
Yeah, but we don't talk about those Blue Jays, especially after walking around.
That's a lot of people to bust.
His ankles are still screaming.
Listen, once I come to London, y'all, remind me, bro. No,
yes,
Leanne's gonna be wearing Crocs.
Yo,
or those things, those shoes you can get with all the little individual digits. They creep me out.
Bro,
gloves.
No lie. True story. I might end up as much as I hate Crocs, you might see me walking around that entire spot with Crocs on because I need comfortability after New York.
Not next to me, you won't. I don't know him.
Yo,
he's cosplaying.
I'm gonna walk around and Crocs with Shane's sticker face on the front of each, like on it, bro. I'm having sticker Shane on my shoes.
That.
Straight up, man. But now, thanks for having me, man.
Tell us what you got coming up here.
What do I got coming up? Nothing tonight. Tomorrow, of course, we got Say What Wednesday. So tune in for that. I've been getting like a lot of emails asking me questions about why the thumbnail. You'll see tomorrow, and you'll understand.
Gotta tune in. I'm curious too.
Yeah, you'll see tomorrow. You just have to tune in to really understand, and again, you'll get a better understanding. I think we have Uncivilized Scoundrels on Wednesday. I'm not sure. And then on top of that, Friday. Now I'm trying to basically juggle things around because I know Friday night I'm actually going to see Black Adam. I can't wait. So I don't know. We'll see how everything actually pans out. And then today, I guess around 3, that's why I got to head out here, drop her computer off, get to the gym real quick because we have the Man of Steel talk that we're going to do today as around 4, right?
It's 9 o'clock this time. So 4 on your end. Yeah,
4 on my end. So so I got to stop to the gym, then stop off and get my daily dose of my chai latte with oat milk from Starbucks, and I'll be right here ready for
There
you.
you go. Well,
Looking forward
appreciate
to
you
it, man.
making time to jump in on this one, Lael.
Hell
Always
yeah.
honored to have you here.
Definitely, man. I'm so glad to be here. Everybody out in the chat, remember, everybody on this panel, make sure that you subscribe to everybody here. We'll bring you great content. Be positive in community. Always think about it. Give back against Halloween. We're moving forward with that. Next month, we have Thanksgiving. So if you're thankful for family members, friends, people out there who are in need, make sure you donate. All right, man. I'll talk to you guys later.
All
See
right,
you
thanks,
later,
Lael. Have a good rest of your day.
And Shane, fuck you for looking the way you do, bitch.
What happened?
Whoa.
That was a terrific mic drop moment. Somebody
Or
clip
an
that,
ending.
please.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
Yeah, he said you look too good. You know what?
Oh, I thought you said
That's
for looking away. I thought I missed something. Sorry, I thought it
No,
was.
no.
Looking
Oh,
the
sorry,
way.
sorry.
Looking the
I
way.
felt guilty
the
then. I
way.
said, oh, right, okay.
Well, on that
sorry.
point, okay. So Shane, it's going to be you on the hot seat next. All right. So you
First
the
of all,
final-
can I just come in there? Just anyone in the chat there, like I don't swear on my channel, and I have to try really hard not to. So when I get to go on someone else's channel, if they haven't told me not to swear, I like to vent. So by me swearing at Marco, it's basically saying we're friends.
Oh, 100%. That's
The more
that's-
abuse you give yourself, the more abuse you give your friends in Ireland, chances are the closer you are with them. Like, you know, so
There you go. In the same in our culture.
Yeah.
And, you know, I always, always giving people a hard time. Sometimes people, can take it the wrong way, but, I just like to, playfully jab. So, yeah, there's so you'll be on the hot seat next, first of all. Second of all, I do want to say, fuck you means I love you, basically. So that's the translation, just so we know. So, all right. So, Shane, the two that you have to choose from here are head sculpts and then discounts. So I will let you choose, and I will take the scraps.
I'm gonna go head sculpts.
All right. This is a tough one, though. This is a toughie. The InArt Bruce Wayne has a good sculpt.
No, it doesn't.
You got to defend it, Shane. You got to defend it.
Well, I have to defend it.
Yeah, you got to defend it. And
This
I'm gonna
is a shit game.
I know you were the one that chose. So.
No,
And I'm gonna pull up something here. Let's see.
but this is like you're making me do things now. Wait. What version?
Well, you could defend whatever version. You could find a loophole. That's totally fine. Gigi would approve of you finding a loophole in your arguments.
Okay, so I can actually talk about the rooted hair version then.
Go for it.
Okay. All right, I'm going to take a different approach to this. The Bruce Wayne InArt head sculpt is good because Robert Pattinson has two eyes. And the head sculpt also happens to have two eyes. Robert Pattinson has black hair. Coincidentally enough, the InArt head sculpt, it has black hair too. Robert Pattinson has that weird kind of nose going on, and so does the head sculpt. So it's very hard to defend this, Marco. Right, I play your games.
Well, you did about
Okay.
as well as anyone could ask for.
Okay. I always say the sign of a good head sculpt is that if you were to take it, remove it from the costume that 99% of people will associate that character with. Let's say the Batman himself. And you just take that head sculpt and you stick it on like a lollipop stick, the same way that like JC Hong would show off those master sculpts. And you show that to some random person. If they can recognize that that's Robert Pattinson, then it's a good sculpt. I do think if you do that, people would know it's Robert Pattinson. But I don't think it's up to the scratch with the rest of the stuff. Mm-hmm. So I do think it's a good sculpt, but it's soft compared to the rest of their stuff. That's about as fair as I can be with that.
Okay, fair enough. No, I think you gave it a valiant try. I will say, I think the new sculpt, if you were to take that around, I don't know that folks would initially say Robert Pattinson. Maybe this is a bad angle here. And I think shout out to Oilers Workshop, who provided a lot of these images we're going to take a look at, and got really high resolution pictures here. But I think the original sculpt, the one here on the top, looks like Pattinson to me. The bottom one, though, Rich, what do you think?
I don't know, man. Honestly, it's the top one doesn't look very good either. I think. I don't know if it's just a really bad picture. The top one, but I first thought when they announced it, it looked pretty good. But that one really doesn't look good at all, the top one. The bottom one, I think it's just the angle and the lighting on that particular one, but it didn't look great at the presentation, to be honest. The eye makeup one looked awesome. Yeah, I don't think it looks bad. It's not amazing. It's not $300, which is what it's down as. So I initially, and Shane will testify to this because obviously he was on the stream when I said it, I was going to get a Bruce and a Batman. But now I'm just going to probably get the Batman, to be honest, because the way this looks is not great.
Yeah, and that's where I kind of landed initially too. It's like I want a Bruce Wayne, but I didn't necessarily love this character in the movie, right? It's obviously not a fleshed out version of Bruce Wayne. We'll hopefully see that in the future movies. But it's like that Batman looks terrific to me. And so I think we can, I think we've spent enough time on this Bruce Wayne. It needs work.
I'm just going to say one thing. If they have released the one where is the hobo version with the backpack and the jacket, and he has the one with the eye makeup, I think that would look spectacular. And I think that would be an amazing shelf presence. The McFarlane one's pretty damn good as well, to be fair, when you've got the one with the eye makeup and you've got the helmet on, not one is because if you've seen it, it's not very good. But yeah, so I think if they released that, I think it would be a lot better. But I think this one, it's just a bit of a boring figure now, looking at it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm kind of shocked that they didn't release a Drifter version. Yeah, obviously that's a little bit more in the movie. It'd be an opportunity to do some cool, like you could have had the helmet, you could have done some really cool stuff with that.
I think that would look awesome, yeah.
And it would give them an opportunity to make a bike too, right? Like they could have made this Drifter bike with, maybe a swappable part for the bat symbol that shows up at the end of the movie. Spoiler. So I think you're spot on. That's kind of the direction they should have gone. With what we have here, it's underwhelming so far. So
yeah, definitely.
Shane, do you think this particular SKU, the standalone sculpted Bruce Wayne, will be on discount?
Yeah, I do. I was thinking about this actually. I don't think a lot of these better figures are going to wait around. Initially, there might be that. Like, think about when is the FOMO the highest for any figure? Question to the two of you. When is the FOMO at the absolute peak?
When it's released and it's sold out.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say when it's released at the start, and then there's that initial FOMO, and then I suppose when it sells out, even a lot of these figures, let's say the figure sits for a few years and eventually sells out, and then there's all that in search of
everyone panics,
whatever. Yeah. But that initial, the figure gets kind of hyped when it gets announced, and then it kind of drops off. People kind of forget about it. Well, no one ever forgot about the InArt Joker because it's such a pivotal kind of a thing. But then when it gets released, there's generally, and you can see it in Toys Wonderland, they do that they push up their prices. Their prices are actually slightly underneath Sideshow when it's on pre-order. Then when it gets released, bang, they hike up, and then it just falls off cliff. It's like clockwork. So with the say the likes of the Joker, yeah, some of them might sit around for a while, but when they're gone, they are gone. I don't think they're going to sit around on the long term. But this, yeah, I do think a version or maybe versions of this will sit. Like if this was, I don't know, an 89 Batman and a Keaton, that stood the test of time.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
If it's like, I don't collect civilians, but I am eyeing up that InArt Bale, because I sold one of the DX19s purposely because I realized that's coming out and I don't think I'm going to say no to that. If I have to pass on it, or if I don't like it, I can go back and get another DX19 to pose with the vision I have in mind. So, but like my point is I'd entertain the thought of a Bale, like a Dark Knight Bale 2-pack, because it's bloody the Dark Knight.
It's Christian Bale. They should. I own the place. Come on.
Yeah.
So classic.
With this, like, I thought he did a great job and all, but I mean, I don't think the sculpt is up to it on this, which is really strange because it does look great with the mascara and the Batman. And what's the difference? The hair is messier and there's some mascara. You know what I mean? Its expression might be different, but I do think I thought it was a strange move. I do think they're going to sit.
I always had a vision of with my collection of having a Bruce and having a Batman. So two separate bits. I've got the armory down here, and I've got the armory Bruce next to it, and I think it looks awesome. And then I have the DX19 next to it. So like have that as a display, and then have a Bruce and a Batman on each side. That's my idea. With this one, I'll probably later on down the line look to get it if it goes cheap. Riley's just said in the chat that they did let him know that they want to make it better, so that's interesting. So they've obviously taken it on board that maybe they need to make improvements on this.
Yeah, and let's see when they make an announcement on improvements. It would be great if it was like, less than a month turnaround, like, hey, like Hot Toys did, like, hey, we've improved it and give us your money. I
think I think their communication is already 10 times better than Hot Toys, because people were there as well that were able to talk with Riley and Justin and everybody, and I think that's amazing that they were able to be there, and I think that is a big difference, because when are you going to ever see Howard Chan at Comic-Con or anything like that being able to talk about
very
things?
soon.
Not at all. They're missing a trick. They are really missing a trick.
Absolutely. And so just really quick, Blurred Dad Life is asking, have you seen the SL Customs version of Bruce? Have either of you seen that?
Yes, okay. I have, yeah. It was like £150, and it's all right. It's no good. It's not nothing comparison to this. It's a similar look with the trench coat and everything like that, overcoat and everything, but this one's 10 times better, but the SL Customs Justin reviewed it a while back, and it was on the secondary market fairly recently.
Okay, got it.
Just all right.
Okay, so we'll put this Bruce as a pretty high bargain bin candidate. We'll see what their numbers are when it's released, but it's feeling like this one may sit. Also because there are multiple SKUs. There are like 3 different ways to get this. Obviously with the rooted and the sculpted, and then in the double pack. So it's feeling like it could sit around. So let's say what's up to our buddy Ben. Ben, what's going on, man? We got to get you back on the show here very soon as well. It's been a while. Gigi and I are talking about some cosplay stuff, so we may have to... oh, wow. I saw the Joker and then he bounced. That was terrifying. So we may have to consult you on the cosplay. Let's see. Let's add Rich back in. Rich, I don't know how I saw the Joker before you. Oh, it was the background. That's probably what it was.
Yeah,
it was terrifying.
Sorry.
All good. So let me take the scraps here. I'm going to go with discounts and really quickly try to defend this. The InArt Joker will be in stock long enough for it to go on discount. Okay, so, oops, I'm not sharing the right thing. Stop sharing. Share this. Wow, real rookie move here. Okay.
Do you find on StreamYard it's a bit awkward where you can't just like click into the next thing to share? You have to unshare and then reshare. It's a bit
redo it all. Yeah.
Unless there's a shortcut that I don't know about.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but so InArt Joker will be in stock long enough for it to go on discount. So I've got to defend this now. All right, so here's the breakdown. And let's talk specifically about the rooted hair version. I think they're going to try to limit that as much as they can. That being said, had the whole debacle with the 3-day window. Debacle is a little rough because folks outside of the collecting community probably don't care about it. They just see it on a website and click order. It's currently sold out in most places, minus T-Dubs, minus a few others that may have some rooted hair Joker stock, but we don't know how many they're going to make. And so likely that they're going to want to limit it so that it seems valuable, it seems rare, and it's going to make folks pre-order there in the future. But because it's been so popular and there's been so much buzz in the community, I wouldn't be shocked if they overproduce based on the projections of the pre-orders and then wanting to put out more. And we are heading into a recession. I know we've talked about this on the channel before, or we're in a recession potentially. When that over $1,000 bill comes to be paid, there might be some folks that decide, I can't do it at this time. And there may end up being more stock than we initially anticipate on these websites. And that's no small amount to just scoff at. So I wouldn't be shocked if there was a scenario where there was some sitting around and then, to move them, they have to go on clearance to kind of get it out. I'm hoping that doesn't happen because I'm really looking forward to this release, but it wouldn't shock me if it happened. Shane, Rich, what do you guys think about potential for the InArt Joker to go into the bargain bin?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. Now, when someone's using like sound logic and your points are sound and they are solid, I find it a bit harder to make an argument if I can't rule out what they're saying. And I can't rule out anything of what you're saying because you are making logical points. There's going to be a lot of people who got swept up on the hype and they dropped an NRD, and people are definitely going to cancel. People have already cancelled, and that's okay because maybe they've realized, you know what, I don't want this, I don't need this, or I can't afford this, or maybe they had a job and they don't have a job now, and that's just life, and that's perfectly understandable. And it's, you commend people who realize, no, I cannot do this. Like I paid the NRD, I'm going to lose the NRD because my situation has changed, or maybe they realize, no, it's not for me. So I think that's why that 3-day window is never going to work, is it? Like, because people's situations change, and the company go, Graham, we'll keep your NRD, we'll put it back up for sale and they'll sell it. So that could happen. Now, there's a big difference between some of them being in stock when it releases and some of it sitting. There's a big difference. Like Infinity War Thanos, it is sitting. The Jet Troopers, sitting. The Shatari, they'll be sitting until I die. You know what I mean? But there's a massive difference. So if this like releases next month, say, and you still see sites with it in stock, that's not it sitting. That's just them selling what they have. Like, if this is still in stock in a year's time, yeah, then it's sitting. I don't see the bargains on this, bar maybe companies trying to compete with each other, and like if they're, I don't know, in a few months' time they're knocking like 5% off. I don't see this going down the like $100 Troopers line or anything like that. And to be honest, if it does, I don't care, because I'll have made my decision and I committed to this, and that's it. If it looks as good as it looked in, say, Justin's videos or the footage that Riley showed, I've made my peace with that. I'm not going to cry over spilt milk. So
Absolutely.
yeah, what you said could happen, could very well happen. Like, we don't know yet. But I won't care if it looks as good as those images and that video look.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree completely. I think if they, I don't think they'll be overproducing anyway. I think on the Rooted one, obviously, there's a hell of a lot of work to go into this anyway. And I think me and Shane been talking about this over the weekend and stuff. I think the Rooted will be the grail of grails. I think if people can get hold of the Sculpted like I did over the weekend, I was umming and ahhing so much about the Rooted or the Sculpted, going back and forth. And I couldn't justify the extra $500 for hair, which essentially it is. It's the same thing. It's just different hair. And I can't see it going in the bargain bin, this one. I can see this being literally just everyone is just on it. And I think it's going to sell out anyway. The Rooted is going to sell out. I don't mind the Sculpted at all on that one, to be honest with you. I don't think it looks it does obviously look different. If we're going to go on to this, I think the Rooted is the most realistic representation of Heath Ledger anyone has ever done. The one on the left, which is the Sculpted, the one I've ordered, is a fantastic 1/6 scale representation of the character and Heath Ledger. I think if anybody can get any of them, they're a lucky person to get the double pack. I would say recommend them doing that. Sell a figure if you have to, whatever you have got to do, get the double pack because it's well worth it. Don't go single. I think you're selling yourself short if you did that, because then further on down the line you could always sell it if you needed to. Like I said, that big bill comes or whatever. But I think financially plan. I think a lot of people have been in the 6 scale, and Ryan will say this as well because he's on similar groups to myself. A lot of people have been selling a lot of their stuff recently to get this stuff, and I think it's well worth doing because this is going to be the piece. This is going to be the centerpiece for a lot of people.
Did you say, sorry, something about 500 extra? I don't. Did you
say
that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So so it's 550 for the Sculpted for the double pack, and it's near enough 1,000 for the Rooted. So it's an extra £500.
£500 for the double pack Sculpted.
Yeah.
550.
550. Yeah. That's what I've got for.
Up to 1,000. And are they workshop prices? Are they?
Yeah. But like they were. I mean, it was like £400 more anyway if it was rooted.
Those prices,
Anyway.
that seems different because the sterling's really strong compared to the dollar and the euro, and that seems like those have actually changed because I don't remember there being as big a gap between the double pack sculpt and double pack originally.
Big.
To go back and look.
There
was a smaller gap. It definitely wasn't.
Yeah,
Right,
is
but they've
that now? Yeah. And I went to a guy in the UK called Toys on Fire, and he offered one for $650 on the sculpted. He was the one who told me it was going to be delayed till November, because there were rumors that it was going to come out this week, and then it's later on. He said to me, "Oh, I can get the rooted for $950, $960." So I was like, "Jesus, I can't justify that money." But yeah.
Is that shipped as well?
I think ship on top, but he was going to do a pretty good deal on that one. But yeah,
because I think I remember it was like $695 or something like that for the sculpted double, and then the rooted double was just under $1,000 or something like that originally. So it's a $300 gap. But that must be T-dubs being T-dubs, I'd say.
Well, I'd say so, yeah, because I'm on their website now, and it says $520 for premium edition, which is the sculpted, and $8,760 plus everything else on top for the $8,700.
So what was it? What was the first? Say the price again. That's sterling, yeah.
Yeah, sterling. So it's $520.19, which is the sculpted, and then $876 for the and this is not shipped or anything. This is just
all right. So £360 is $500.
Yeah.
That gap seems like it has broadened. It's almost like they've.
So we're already seeing variable pricing, perhaps.
Yeah. Oh, so just to clarify to people on the thing where they're saying £500 extra does get you an extra 2 figures, though plus a diorama. This is the same thing. If it's sculpted double pack, it's the same figure with the diorama base and 2 figures. That's just to clarify, just my comments on that one.
Yeah, no, that's a great clarification too. And that's kind of what initially gave me heartburn as well, because I was either like single sculpted or go all the way with the rooted version. And it was like hard to justify jumping all the way for, like you said, just for hair. You know, Shane and I are the same boat.
But then what happened, Marco?
3. Yeah. This is the anti-bargain bin bros, where we ordered, the sculpted 2-pack, or excuse me, the rooted 2-pack, and then a single sculpted, because I really like the way the sculpted looks, honestly. It looks like a very different type of figure. It's like the coolest sculpted Joker you could have. And I didn't necessarily want to miss out on that. Now, I think that one could potentially have, bargains in its future, because a lot of people will be going for the double packs. But I just kind of had to have both. Shane, what was your calculus on getting 2?
Because rooted hair figures I never liked. The only rooted hair figures I've really seen were those that I've ever liked really in 6 scale. The best ones were customs, and they were the realest looking ones. But then the Wonder Woman's the Golden Armor Wonder Woman doesn't do anything for me. The Infinity War Scarlett Johansson doesn't do anything for me. I know they're probably bad examples to pick, but I think Rich hit the nail on the head there. They're both really good, but the rooted hair, it just has that kind of like
it's perfection.
It's like a photo.
It's just amazing.
It just looks
it is like
realer.
a photo.
Like with the sculpted, Hot Toys are doing fantastic sculpted hair recently. They're getting better and better and better. It's one of the many things they're doing better, and they're getting better and better at sculpted hair. So for me, it was like hedging my bets. You know what I mean? Because I just want that one. The main thing I want is that one purple coat Joker. And I figured, okay, if the rooted comes out and it's just an absolute mess and it doesn't turn out, you could probably always sell that on. It would be easier to sell that on. But I just liked the two of them. I wanted the both options. I did. I didn't want to take a risk on this because my first Hot Toy was the first ever Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark Knight, and the original Batman Begins suit, and that was like 2010, I think they came out. But I sold them on, and I kind of took a gamble about a better figure coming out because the Ledger started looking a bit dated and stuff like that compared to other newer versions. And when this came along, I was like, right, this is why I pass on a lot of stuff. so I can splurge on the things I actually really, really love.
Yeah.
So I think that was my I wanted to cover all bases in the event that the rooted hair I got, and I was like, no, that's not for me. Maybe it doesn't come like that out of the box, or maybe it starts off like that, and then a few months like, oh, this isn't great, like, and maybe ship it on to someone else's problem, because I do think the root, I do think you're going to be able that is going to be the one that
Yeah,
pack
definitely.
rooted.
Yeah, definitely.
But like Rich said, the best, like, if the one on the right is the best version, the one on the left is the second best version.
Yeah.
Made.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Yeah.
the best sculpted hair version anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's, I don't know, like it's, yeah, they're not out yet. But I mean, come on, we've seen original photos, and it was like, no, that's just a photo of a prototype. Then we see months ago the video with your man with the bars, he had the pencil or pen across the bars showing a real metal and the real wood.
That was
and all the
Viper too,
different
right?
angles, yeah. And then it's like, no, just a prototype. And then we see the what was it? The production pictures a few weeks ago, and it was like, oh, it's still not out. Yeah, it's still not out. But I mean, what do you need? Like, what is it going to be, like a Beanie Baby when it comes out? Like, come on, like it's this so far looks great.
It looks amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean.
And I believe this image here is from Justin's review.
It is,
of
yeah,
both figures,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's if this is the final version here, I'm very, very happy. Even spending that price, Gigi is talking a little smack in here, saying after us talking about the price, a sucker is born every second and calls me out. You know, it is a lot of money, and that's why I had so much heartburn over it. Like Shane was saying, though, sometimes you hold back on certain things so you can, just attack the ones that you really, really need. The Dark Knight, I know we're all in agreement. One of the best, not only comic book films, but one of the best films of all time, for our taste particularly. So this Heath Ledger Joker is evergreen, and if I even have to wait another year for it, I'm still going to be excited to get this in hand and spend that money. Although it is a lot for sure.
Do you want to flip the script?
I had a really quick thing I mentioned on the lounge was on Sunday was on the Saturday night. I knew obviously that conference was going on and I was going to do the stream and everything, and I was so convinced it was going to sell out literally the next day because obviously they'd shown the final. And I was so back and forth. I burnt my wife's ear by talking about it so much because I was convinced it was going to sell out there and then. And I went going sculpted, and I'm really glad I did because it saved me money so I could get other things with the budget I allow myself to get collectibles with. But like Shane said, to echo it, but like we can't go wrong with this thing now. It looks fantastic. The premium packaging, I know it sounds like a really random compliment to give it, but that kind of premier feeling of when you're getting that and what it looked like on those pictures that Justin posted, and having something like this, the first ever one as well. Imagine going back and getting like the first ever hot toy if it was at like the top premium at the time. That would be amazing to look back on in the years that's passed and gone, I got the first ever one. And for us to get the first ever InArt is going to be amazing. And if they make 100, if they make 10, it doesn't matter. We got the first ever ones. And I think that's going to be a really wonderful thing for ourselves and for something we have real love for this character. I think that's the main thing. We can't get too caught up in the hype though, because a lot of people are like, I need to buy every single InArt, and it's like, only get it if you love that thing, that character, because it is a ton of money. It is a lot. And I think with Fig Fate said earlier, obviously he wasn't aware that the difference in the rooted and the sculpted was literally just the hair, and when obviously he bought it, so that's also worth knowing that when you're looking at these things, you have options, because there was a single version and there's a double version on the sculpted and then the rooted double. So worth knowing.
Very, very easy to get confused. And I know one person in the CW family kind of pulled the trigger thinking that the double sculpted pack had a 3-day window. So he rushed out and bought it. And then now I think he's kind of regretting it because he would have wanted the rooted. So yeah, I don't necessarily love all the different SKUs, but I do love the options. So it's, kind of a catch-22. Let me catch up with the chat here really quick. Commander Green saying, I'm not going to lie, these figures are amazing. I just thank God that I only collect Star Wars, because if they ever get the license, I'm screwed. they've already got Disney with the statues, so I wouldn't be shocked. We shall see. Fig Fate is saying, yeah, stay strong, Commander. Once you branch into multiple IPs and you're really screwed, yes, it is tough to collect multiple IPs, but there's so much good stuff out there. I try to live with as few regrets as I possibly can. Let's see, Brandon Salad is saying, after seeing Riley's stream, I had to pre-order that Pennywise. Absolutely blew me away. Let's actually get into that Pennywise here. So,
just before you actually do that.
Yeah, go ahead, Shane. Yeah, sorry, I know you were going to say something.
Just when you said the game you were playing, you had to defend the statement that they're going to go on bargain bin, like, and I was kind of saying, like, yeah, like the logic, the sense that you all make logical points, and we won't know until it happens. Like, I don't think it's gonna sit in the same way that the Jet Troopers and Infinity Wars, Thanos, everything that. But I also can't rule that out. You know what I mean? So like it's kind of, I spoke about this in my own stream at the weekend. Like, if you're researching something, and in science, or good research, you triangulate. You obviously go to different reputable sources, and then you would research kind of the topic on different scientific peer review journals or something like that. And then if they're all saying the same thing, you triangulate. Like, they're all different sources, they're all reputable, and they're all saying the same thing. It's like, kind of backs up your argument more. Like, so the very first photos we saw, that's one thing that suggests it's going to be good. And then the videos, that's two things. Then there was a bit of a lull, and then we had the actual production pictures, and now we've got these products in Justin's review and stuff. All the data is pointing for it to be absolutely amazing. All of it. I haven't seen anything that suggests you can give out about the 3-day window all you like. Yeah, it was a bit of it was a stupid move. Like, we're not sure how they're going to police that going forward. But all the data in terms of the product suggests this is going to be really good. I cannot rule out, though, that there might be some difference between what we saw in the InArt showcase or Justin review and the actual product we get in hands. I can't, because I don't have it. So I just have to say that. However, I am a betting man. I like a bit of gambling. I use figures with no stands, and I order from Toys One and them from time to time. All the data is pointing towards this is going to be good. So I don't know why you'd swim upstream on this, but yeah. Do you want to be devil's advocate, or do you want to flip the script a bit and critique it?
Let's hear. Let's
anything
hear
you
some
saw?
critiques. Yeah, let me.
Is there anything you saw, like Rich? Is there anything you saw in the review that you're like, I don't know about that, or Marco, or any people in the chat?
For the Joker, or for any of the others?
For the Joker.
I don't think the hair's gonna stay like that. Personally, I think it's going to be. I don't think the hair's going to stay like that. Obviously, you're going to have to keep applying product or whatever.
It looks super. Pomade man. The Murray says.
That's it. Leal says, yeah. But I think it's going to react differently in different environments of where it's stored. So I think that's going to be one thing. That's not really a critique, but it's just something, an observation I have. I think long term, if you keep putting product on it, keep putting stuff on it, eventually you're going to have to wash it, and eventually you're going to have to get rid of some of it. And how are you going to do that? Are you going to wash it a random 1/6 scale hair? I don't know how people will go about that. So I really love this thing. I don't have much really any issue really with it. Have you got something, Shane, that you're critiquing with it?
I agree with your points, to be honest. Bob Dylan, no, I don't.
No, I don't. No.
I don't. And
we normally rely on Joao to let us know what those high-end customs normally, the maintenance that they take.
I don't like, but like, I think you can learn all that stuff. Like, you can learn all that stuff, but I don't like the idea of having to regularly put stuff in the hair, whether it's water or anything. So like, I'll get my advice directly from InArt. Like, hopefully they'll put out something that if there is maintenance to be done, that they go, this is the product, that's how it's done, little tutorial video or something like that, which isn't beyond the realm of possibility. That's, if anyone's given like advice on how to manage it, should be. But to be honest, Will says he has the quarter scale version. It comes out of the box like that, and he really didn't futz it that much.
Right.
So I agree with you. I'm not too worried about it. To be honest, Rich. But it would be something that I'd be lying if I said if I hadn't thought. I find the hair here, it's very circular. This is a total minor nitpick, but I'd imagine that could be fixed with just a little bit of futzing, just to shape it a bit more. Like, I also thought that the coat was a small bit awkward when he first took it out of the box.
Yeah.
However,
yeah.
I think as soon as you pose it, it comes to life. I think it looks awkward in the neutral position because there's a wire in it. But as soon as you put a small bit of a pose on that and a small bit of a tweak, it just came to life. Total minor nitpicks, like minor. But yeah, I again, a bit of futzing required, but I suppose the hair and the coat, I would imagine.
Is the hair too green? I don't know if it was that green.
I'm
in the
Irish.
film.
Nothing's too green, man.
Hey, look at the Irish.
I
I don't know if it was that. I mean, I thought it was slightly darker, but it's all to do with
It's
lighting,
actually slightly
isn't it?
darker. It looks slightly darker in the prison cell one.
Yeah, that's what I
So at
thought.
different
That could
stage in
just
the
be down
movies,
to
it did
lighting,
change color, I
honestly.
think.
Mm,
Sure, his makeup
Yeah.
changed. It degraded towards the movie, I think.
yeah. Yeah, the hair's
So I wonder if we're
darker
going to
there.
see a gradient between the two different head sculpts. It didn't appear to be the case, but maybe they've got some different hair quality going on there.
Maybe.
So one nitpick, and I didn't see this until Joao pointed this out, but his head is a bit large, and so standing next to the DX19, he looked a bit. They didn't necessarily match together. Now we know InArt's going to be making their own Bale Batman, like Shane was saying earlier. So, perhaps those two will look good together. But minor nitpick. I really don't want to look too far into this because for the amount of money that we're spending, I feel like very happy right now, and I don't want to, go too deep down the nitpick hole. But I think these are all really fair criticisms. Anything else that we should, anything else of note that you guys noticed?
Do you know what that could be? You know the big head thing?
Mm-hmm.
If you have two Mark 47s. Now, you have two Mark 46s, don't you?
I've got one Mark 46 and a Mark 47.
All right. They're more or less the same thing, aren't they? Different colors. You pose one of them with the helmet on and one of them with the sculpt. You'd be like, there's no way that head would fit in that helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
True.
Even in the movie, like
Very true.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. It's like that small helmet syndrome. I thought it through. I didn't want to say it, but that's, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, you're right, because they can't make it too small. They've got to size it right for the display. Shout out to Zach. What's going on, Zach? Hop on in here, man. I know we're going to be wrapping up here soon, but I sent him the link earlier. But yeah, thank you for joining here. Okay, so let's quickly just talk about the other releases that we saw on display, and then let's frame it up with the lens. Do we think there may be any bargains for any of these figures? So let's start with this Gandalf, and if this is not for any of us, and we can kind of skip because I know we're going to go full on into this in Collecting Weekly tonight. Shane, are you interested at all in the Gandalf?
No, zero interest, to be honest.
Okay,
let's
skip
fan
this
of
one.
Lord of the Rings. Love the trilogy, but that's it. Like, I've watched it more times than I can count, but no interest.
Yeah, no, I think this is probably the second weakest release that I've seen so far out of them in terms of prototypes, obviously, right? The Bruce Wayne being number one, this being number two. I know people are like, this looks exactly like him. I don't personally see the really, really intense details that I see at, kind of the Joker or the Pennywise, but it could be lighting because I've seen the Asmus in person when I went over to Zach's house. It looked actually really way better than the pictures. And then I've seen the Asmus Gandalf the White prototype over at Comic-Con. And again, it looks way better than the images they put online. So I'm almost thinking that this is a character that doesn't necessarily translate well to images or videos, but that's just the excuse that I'm putting out there for this one.
Yeah, it's not for me at all. This one, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's apparently it's great in person, but I think just the hair is a bit. I think it takes away from it. I think he's sunk. Yeah. It's not as sunken eyes as I thought he is on the actual prototype. I think when he first announced it, I think maybe it looks great, but again, it's not for me. I can't really comment too much about it, to be honest.
Okay, all right. I think we can skip this one overall, but this one could be a bargain bin candidate, but I don't know that we have enough expertise to really say one way or the other on this particular one. Okay. Shane, I'm going to start with you. Any interest at all in this Pennywise?
Oh, this is so good. Like, I've never seen the original It. and that's a shameful as a film fan. I have the 2 other versions. This actually made me go and rewatch the first one last night. I'm going to rewatch the second one during the week because I don't think I ever saw the end of it. And I'm committing. I'm going to get the book. I'm reading the book. Oh, I've never read it. I want to read the book.
I heard the book is wild.
Yeah, I want to read the book over. Have you read it, Rich?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's spiders and all kind of different dimensions and all that kind of stuff.
I want to read the book over Halloween. But look, I thought the Hot Toys one was very good. And when I saw this originally, the first prototype images, I was like, I don't really see the difference. I don't see.
I think everyone was saying, why are they doing this, right?
Yeah,
true. But what I noticed about this there is like the shape of the head. Obviously, you have the rooted hair that is just like styled. I was like, how are they going to even style that? But what really stands out to me is the kind of wrinkles and the cracks and the stuff on his forehead. I think the Hot Toys version had that as well, but it just stands out so much more on this.
It does.
The weathering on the outfit, because I know the Hot Toys, but one of the complaints was it's very clean. But I think this looks really good. It's creepy as, but I'm not going to get it. I'm 100% not going to get it. But I think it looks really good.
What do you think, Rich?
I think it looks amazing. It's scary as anything. But it's freaky as. Like Shane said, I think the Hot Toys version looked amazing when they announced it, and the base and all that kind of stuff. It looked really, really good. I was never going to buy it anyway. The additional head on this one looks so freaky and so well done. If you're a massive It fan, it's an absolute slam dunk. It just looks fantastic. But yeah, it's not for me. I'm not getting this either, to be honest. The only thing I'm going to get, you probably asked me this question in a bit, but like the only things I'm going to get from this event is the Joker sculpted and the Batman. They just look fantastic to me, and I'm 100% getting those.
Okay, and I think that's a good transition to the Batman, which we'll talk about right now. Zach, yes, we gave Oilers a shout out earlier. I don't think this is one of his pictures here. It's kind of a mix, but yes, I think this other really high resolution one was one of Oilers, and yeah, shout out to him for being at the event and providing the community with some really great shots over here. Okay, so let's talk about this Batman really quick. I don't really have much to say about the Pennywise, minus that I love the movie. The second one was just whatever, but the first one was amazing. I don't think I need a Pennywise in my collection because it doesn't necessarily fit with anything else, but I am very tempted by this one. And I think of all the figures that will be chase figures beyond the Joker, this Pennywise might end up being that guy, only because I think it was John was on, I forget, maybe it was on Will's stream or on Collecting Weekly, but he mentioned they had only had about 1,000 pre-orders at that time.
Yeah.
This was a while ago, right? So maybe that number's increased a bit, but because it's going to be so limited, like this could really be a chase figure for years, and it does look so fantastic.
I agree. I think they're going to go to Thailand, I think at the end of October for another showing. So I think they're going to take a lot more things with them, including Aragon as well. So I think they might start bringing a few more things out. If they start bringing other companion pieces out for different other things like Gandalf, etc., I think that would look really great. This, I think this, like you said, they only said about 1,000. This could be, for a lot of people, a massive chase figure. But it's only if you love it, though. It's only if you love the character. Don't just get it because you think it's going to be a chase figure, because it's a lot of money to be spending if not.
Well said, Rich. And you wouldn't be a bargain bro if you were chasing things based on hype. And the only reason I'm considering is...
That's a strange argument, isn't it? Like the chase figure. Oh, I'm going to get it because it's a chase figure. It's like, do you like it or
not? A lot of people, honestly, man, you see it. It'll happen this week when certain things happen in Black Adam. People will be chasing certain things because of the hype and stuff, and things that are happening just generally across the board. And if they see something's going blue screen, or you see it all the time on the groups and stuff, people chasing certain things just because it's a known thing. It's this is going to happen or whatever.
I've never understood that.
Neither have I. I think people need
to be more disciplined. Like I know it's easier.
Be more disciplined, and I agree with you. I think more disciplined, and I think there has to be less reactive. And it happened with Obi-Wan when Obi-Wan the released. the film, the show, sorry, and they knew they were going to be Qui-Gon in it, people went out and paid silly money for Qui-Gon Jinn. He was only in for seconds. It's stuff like that. So people have to be more
Predator.
Yeah, Predator. Oh yeah, Predator. That's ridiculous. People have gone all off on that one, and now InArt have said that they're gonna go. Well, they said Predator. They said Terminator, not Predator. But I think that's a thing they're gonna go down the road of as well.
If they do delve into the InArt 16T2, just take some money.
Game over, man.
Just
take money.
Yeah,
Just
same.
Yeah.
Full leather.
That
Arnold
was
outfit too.
that was part of the presentation, wasn't it? At the end.
Like imagine their version of a DX13 type of thing, like better head sculpts, real leather, like maybe a real metal endoskeleton. Would be class.
I wonder if they would double dip though, if they'd give us, a normal and a battle damaged. It feels like, the perfect
They'll be
opportunity for
double
them.
dipping into my wallet is what they'll be doing.
Yeah, because I would buy both.
Like,
I hate to admit that. But.
Yeah, like this is when I see all this Clone Wars stuff, I'm like, brilliant! Don't go near that. Save yourself some money. Sequels, no. Bad Batch, no. At the point where Leia's always winding me up, going, "You don't like anything, do you?" It's like I like a lot of stuff, but just for the stuff that matters like this, it's
Got to save it up. So let's talk about one that, we're obviously all DC and Batman fans. And Shane, I want to start with you. Were you impressed by what you saw in terms of this InArt Batman prototype here? I can't recall if this was the final release of the prototype, but I think these are all protos.
Right, I'm going to take a strange angle on this one. So I have pre-orders and more or less paid off the Batman, the Bat Signal, and the base, that modular base with Hot Toys. I think for the price you're paying, I think it's a great figure, fantastic set, bundle of accessories. Love the bases, both versions of them. Everything from the wingsuit to the Signal. I thought it was a nice, tidy set. I think it's going to be a really, really good product. Sculpt looks great. I could go on and on, but we don't have time. When I saw the initial photos of this, I was like, I don't think the proportions are as great as people are making out to. He looked a bit skinny. I'll be honest, he looked a bit skinny, and I said it in my video as well. I did think the head sculpt was better, right? But I said, no, look, I'm going to stay out of this one. I had no interest in the Bruce Wayne. I said that from the start. No interest in the Signal because it's going to come with the Hot Toys one. With all the spiciness over the weekend and people making arguments about Justin doing overly positive reviews or any of that stuff, or why did he get to do this and all this kind of stuff, yada 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 yada. The thing that sold me on this, could you go back to the actual picture of it in the cabinet, if you don't mind?
Absolutely, yeah. I gotcha.
Like I said it on my stream, no streamer has ever taken me from me watching their review from I don't like that figure to now I love it, I'm gonna go buy it. Similarly, no streamer has ever taken me from being excited about a figure and then I watched their review and now it's like, I don't want it anymore. Never happened. What sold me on this? Wow. What sold me on this was that actual figure. You know what I mean? It wasn't Justin's review. It wasn't like Riley's footage, and Riley's footage, Justin did a great job in his review. Riley's footage, again, great live stream, showed very clear footage, so I suppose it kind of was his footage in a way, but it wasn't them speaking about it. It was the figure itself, the product itself, and obviously the movie that it comes from. I think this looks really good. Like, I'm on a knife edge now, because do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. The proportions, the cape, the simple pose, you're just getting ready to kick some ass or whatever. I think the head sculpt looks significantly better on this for some reason. It's just a bit of mascara and some messy hair. It's the same person. Is the expression even the same?
Pretty much.
I think
it's just the eye makeup. Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes such a difference. I haven't pre-ordered this. I so you know what? Me and you, Marco, a star out of 5 stars. Your score for the Batman. What was it?
Yeah.
Is it a 5-star movie?
Between 3.5 and 4 for me.
Yeah, I'm right there, Rich. For me, it's a 4. It's not. I didn't absolutely love it, but I thought it was really good. I'd rewatch it. I really liked it. But the figures. Yeah, man, this is really good. This is really good.
All right, what do you think, Rich?
I adore this release. I'm a massive Batman fan anyway. as you can see.
Yeah.
But I've also ordered, like Shane, the Batman and Bat Signal. I've also got the Bat Cycle on order as well from Hot Toys. I am going to get this 100%. Again, I'll be getting sculpted to save some of the costs. That pose in that cabinet sold me. Nothing else. It looked fantastic. Just the proportions, the armor. I didn't notice how light his armor was, the color. I didn't really notice the differences that much because obviously in the film it's lit quite
the movie's
dark.
so dark.
Yeah, you never really notice them obviously. I think it just looks fantastic. I am so happy about this release. It just looks, again, another premium product that just looks and will look amazing on anyone's shelves. I'm looking forward to getting both because I'll have one with the helmet off, or one with the Bat Cycle, or one with the Signal. So that's why I've done it. I've got one with the cycle, so I'll have probably the Hot Toys one with the cycle, him on that, and then this one stood next to the Bat Signal from Hot Toys. I haven't ordered the Bat Signal from InArt because I don't think there's a hell of a lot in it. I might be wrong. But just this, it just looks spectacular. I think, with what Shane said, that I put all my thoughts and everything in Collector's Lounge on Sunday about the whole drama thing. I'm trying to stay out of it as much as I can now. But for me, I think
drama-free zone here.
Drama-free zone.
Unless Shane tells me to fuck myself one more time, then it's too much love for one stream.
But I personally love this release. I am so happy about it. I'm glad they're sticking the landing with this rather than just doing amazingly well with Joker and then everything else kind of maybe not so much. But yeah, looks spectacular. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, I think we all kind of fall in the same category here where we want the Hot Toys version, right? So Shane, you're not getting the Bat Cycle, right? You've ruled that out.
No.
Okay.
It's the only vehicle I have is the Bat Pod, and I'm good enough knowing like if I get vehicle X, it's going to sit in the box, and that is pointless. Like I would love to have a tumbler. Where am I going to put it? For me, this room is just I'm very, very thankful to have it. I'm very, very grateful and appreciative. But like it would just literally sit right here, and it's like, where am I going to put my laptop then? Like, so it just wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean? So
No,
I
exactly
I kind of know my limits. You know what I mean? But the Bat Cycle as well, I just thought that was a black bicycle. Do you know, a motorcycle? Whereas the Bat Pod, it's a very unique looking design. Like
it is, yeah.
And again,
it's almost like a little piece of the
subjective.
tumbler that you have for yourself too.
Yeah, exactly. It's half it.
It's a good way for it.
So
yeah.
But like it's it's completely subjective as well. Would I love that 1966 Batmobile with the two boys next to it? Yeah, of course. But again, it's it's how you display them. Like if I'm like, the conversation's gone full circle there, Marco. We're in the same boat. We've got the Rooted 2-pack and the Sculpted Joker on order. I already know if I'm keeping all of them, then I know where everything's going to go. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just going to pop them on the shelf and treat them next to each other. There's different, you know what I mean? So I haven't got the Bat Cycle, no.
Okay, no, I hear that. And so, on that vision, I did order Magic cases. I ordered, and I'm forgetting the size, but like 3 different, the exact ones that Ben, the attention-seeking geek has, because I was like, I want a DC display, I want a Marvel display, and I want a Star Wars display. It'll go on the opposite wall. I still love the DTOF look, not replacing that at all. So I kind of I want to get the Bat Cycle, and I figured similar to Rich, I was like, I will pose one of these Batman with the Bat Cycle, one of them with the head sculpt on, and then one of them with the mask on. So I kind of had to have both the Hot Toys and the InArt version. And Shane, I'm hoping you come to the dark side as well. I know we're just talking about pacing yourself, about saving up to get things that you want, and you don't necessarily need 3 Jokers or 2 Batmen. But if that's what you really love, I feel like there's capacity in the collection to do so. So that's kind of the direction I'm going in, and I'm really blown away by this prototype. I think it looks so good. The sculpt still needs a bit of work, in my opinion.
It's just the two of us.
Good round. There you go. There he is.
There you go. Oh man! All right. Just as things started getting spicy here, So I still think that this sculpt needs a little bit of work. Like it still looks a little bit soft to me, but I'm actually okay with just posing this InArt without the sculpt, which that's not letting them off the hook, but I think
I think
I think that it looks good enough without having to have the sculpt on that one way or the other. But I did go with the single sculpted 2-pack because I didn't need to spend all this money knowing that there's other Batman coming out. So really blown away.
What?
Rich,
Sorry,
I know
single sculpted 2-pack. What?
Oh, it's early in the day here for me.
Sculpted
I went with
Batman.
A single sculpted Batman,
There you go.
but two
Sorry,
Batman
okay.
because I also went with the Hot Toys,
one.
with the Signal.
I'm
So
with you now.
two Batman, two different companies, not a double pack. Are we clear now? All right. So, Rich, I know you've got to go. I know it's getting a little bit late into the lunch hour for me here too. So let's wrap it up here. Really appreciate you both joining. Always an honor and a pleasure to have you both. Rich, I'm going to start with you on what you have coming up on the channel because I know you've got something here really, really soon.
Yes, I do. In 2 hours' time on my channel, Reviews with Rich, I have Film Club where we talk about a different film each week. I'm joined by my Irish friend here, Shane, and Leal, and a couple of the guys join as well. We've got 1/6 scale gallery and Cam's collection, and we obviously have Attention Seeking Geek comes in every couple of weeks as well. So this week is Man of Steel, next week is going to be Black Adam. I'm going to be reviewing Black Adam as well on Friday. I'm going to do Out of Cinema straight away, literally just a quick video.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I'll do a proper video in the evening, and then I'm going to be reviewing this over my shoulder as well, which is the Prime 1 3rd scale Batman Hush Batcave. So if people can subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. And if you can come back to me in a couple of hours and join for Man of Steel talk as well, that would be great. But thank you so much for having me. I've got to help with bed and bath time for my daughter at minute, so I've got to shoot. So thank you again,
Absolutely.
guys. I really appreciate it. Absolute pleasure having me. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Rich. So everyone go
Take care.
check out Reviews with Rich. Give him a sub. And thank you for joining today. It was an awesome conversation with you.
Pleasure. Thanks, bro. Cheers.
All right, brother. Later, man.
Bye.
All right. So Shane, we've made a little room here for, this here. So tell us what you got coming up on the channel. And thank you again for joining.
Yeah, no, man, no, I get this. I was actually really looking forward to this all day, and it actually ties in nicely with one of the things I have to show. So, look, I give my thoughts on Crosshair here, just in this video. This is live on the channel now as well. This was a fun video to make. So these are basically chase figures that, they're not like extremely hard to find, but they are climbing up in price. They're ones I wouldn't rule out working backwards on, but I outline where I'm at with them. Reasons why I haven't pulled the trigger, or maybe that's price, or maybe I think there's a 2.0 3.0 coming or something like that. But they're just figures that are kind of just in the back of my mind that I couldn't completely rule out going back on, but I probably won't on all of them, and I probably will on some of them, but just give my thoughts on that. I put this up. I'm starting to do more unboxing reviews. They're quite quick. It's basically, here's the box, this is the MMS number, this is all the accessories, and here's one or two poses. Really, really straight to the point. I don't do it articulation or anything like that. There's people doing that a lot better. So this just threw up a poll and said which ones should I do, so I will go through all of these in that order. That's up on the channel now. I sat down with for episode number 30 with Leslie from Marvelous. She was the first ever female collector that I've had on the channel.
You love to see it.
And yeah. A few weeks ago I interviewed this guy. This is Ian Ashton, and then just last week Pete Cass. So they're the kind of UK division of Collecting Weekly. They swear a lot and they're a whole lot of fun. So I'm going to do my second sponsored review.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah, basically I got this in today. Now, those stamps are very important.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to tell you why. So just anyone, those stamps are very important. So I kind of been involved with Lion Rock Toys the last few months. Before I even heard of them, they were recommended to me by two veterans and the collectors who I respect a lot and who doing this a lot longer than the vast majority of us. And I went with them for the Transport Trooper. And basically, like, look, I do my like yourself. I shop around and find the best price. And I got onto them. We were talking back and forth, and I got onto them and said, "Look, can you beat this?" And they said, "Yeah, we can." and then I agreed to do a review for them. So that was a Transport Trooper, but this is the second time I'm going to do that now. This was cable. I'm going to tell the full story, or are you in a rush? It'll take about 2 minutes.
No, tell the story.
Cool. So obviously there was the DX19 debacle with Toys Wonderland a few months ago, where instead of responding to my customer service emails directly through their customer service email, after repeated attempts and not getting where I wanted, they reached out through Instagram and said, hey, we'll give you like a reduced price and figures if you review and promote for us, which I said, right, no, that's not enough. I outlined it in a video, what happened in a stream, and then they eventually sorted me, and it was a bit quicker and stuff like that. Since then, they are definitely handling my orders with a bit more respect. Unfortunately, that doesn't help the vast majority of collectors, but they reached out again. I asked them about the best price for cable, because I cancelled my cable because I had it paid off at Sideshow, didn't think it was worth $270, still don't think it's worth $270.
Yeah.
Based on just the gap between proto and final product, but I still really wanted it, but not for $270. So I reached out to the Devil's Workshop, Toys Wonderland, and said best price for cable, and they said 900 Hong Kong dollars, shipped by DHL if you promote and review. And I said, no, not doing this. We've been through this some more. I just want the figure, so no, keep it. I passed on the story to Lion Rock Toys, and they said we'll match it. I did not expect them to do that. Not only did they match it, but the reason I'm showing you the stamps is if I had gone with Toys Wonderland for that, I would have got caught for customs, which might have taken a lot of the savings away from me. Lion Rock Toys not only matched that, shipped it, because of those stamps, I didn't get caught for any customs. So I got that for 114.
That's huge.
114. I got it for 900 Hong Kong dollars. I think it's $118, something like that, shipped, no customs. Now, that price won't be obviously available if you go onto their site now, because it's a special price, because I'm doing a review for them, and I am with service like that. I know that the vast majority of collectors, you're not going to get the same price, but with service like that, I'm 100% obviously going to review the figure and give them a plug. If I don't like the figure, I will be critiquing it. It's one of those figures I can't turn a blind eye to its shortcomings. I know I won't be able to, but in terms of the service, I'm very happy with it. I've got a Lando coming in for them as well, which they gave me a very good price on as well. But yeah, look, they're Hong Kong-based reseller. They have their worldwide shipping is factored into their costs. So when you check the price, it might be a bit high. That's because the worldwide shipping is factored in. But for us Irish and European collectors who are subjected to big customs import charges, they do mark values down. Reach out to them. I wouldn't just go dead ordering them. I would reach out and say, look, I'm looking for this figure. I'm based in XYZ country. Maybe they'll mark down the values as well for you. So just something worth considering, because those customs are an absolute killer for us. Sorry about the long-winded story, Marco, but
no, not at all. That's a really cool opportunity for you, and glad to hear that Lion Rock Toys is taking care of you. And yeah, excited to hear your thoughts on the cable once you get it in hand. I know we talked a lot about. Yeah, right. But I've seen a lot of poses with the cloak where it looked really good. So I'm confident that you'll find it.
Sideshow actually did a good job at their. Did you see that pose they had at their New York Comic-Con job?
I think I did. It was kind of sweeping, right? They had the gun.
Yeah, because you got to pose that with the BFG, like, and the way they covered up that joint. That was I could be robbing that one or something like that.
There you go.
It's a nice pose.
Copy paste. So no, but Shane, thank you for being on here today. Always a pleasure to chat with you. A few shout outs. So obviously, Shane, if you're not subscribed to 1/6 Figure Focus, go over there, leave him some likes, leave him a subscribe. Obviously, thank you to Rich for hopping over here today. Always a pleasure to chat with him. Shout out to Lael for being in here for a bit as well. Always an honor to have him on the channel. And then happy birthday to our brother Joao, our bargain bin bro, who couldn't be here today. Hopefully he's getting spoiled by his family, and hope to have him on the next time we do this. So, and also to Ben Thomas, another bargain bin bro that's busy handling life stuff. So they're always here in spirit.
I miss Ben.
I do miss Ben too. It's been a while.
Ben.
So I will see him tonight on Collecting Weekly. So tonight for me, it would be 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time. Go check us out over there. We're going to be doing a deep dive on all the InArt stuff, Hot Toys news, and just generally having just a really fun, silly time. Just love those guys over there. And then obviously shout out again to Oilers Workshop for providing some of the images we looked at today. We'll be doing a deeper dive on Collecting Weekly tonight. And then any other shout outs, shout out to Gigi for just taking the piss in the chat, just per usual, just keeping me humble.
Can you tell Ben, Shane says we'll always have 800. He'll know what I mean. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We will pass that message along. But I think with that has been another great edition of Bargain Bin Bros. And thank you all in the chat for joining, and really appreciate you all. And we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.